Hello guys, this is Paula, and today is going to be a Christmas in July project. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's hot outside. I know you all know this. Today I'm going to do something that I got an inspiration from Rachel at Rocky Creation. She did something where, except her book was old. This is not an old book. You can tell but it's the only one I had the size I wanted. So I went ahead and decided I'll just ink it at some point. So what it is I cut the signature in the book so that I could keep this bound area together. Now, this will be this is 2 pages that I slipped out in that way. Cut the strings in the binding, pulled them out, glued them together. Made as a little pamphlet-like thing. Pamphlet-like thing. Does that make sense? Anyway, and I thought at some point we could put some pockets on here. I don't know when. We'll do some collaging with this. And what we'll end up doing, we'll put a pocket there and a pocket there. You don't want the pockets to meet down in the center of your book, so you want to leave a little bit of a space. Everything will just lie better if you do. Okay, and then I just took I took a bookmark like this, or tag, or whatever you want to call it, a book folded in half and glued. And I cut it in half, or measured, to make sure it would fit right here, to make a pocket here. So you got to remember that you address this pocket before you glue it onto this pocket. Always. You always want to do that. If you want to put one on the other side, there's no reason you can't. You know, I don't know if I will, but if I should decide to, I could. You can even do it like this in the center and then glue on the 3 sides. I haven't decided which way I want to do that. I almost feel like it needs to be matchy-matchy in this situation. Okay, now I'm going to pull these off for right now. And on the back, she did a tuck. Now she put it on this side, I believe, yes. And then you want to make sure the fold is on it out toward the middle. Then there's a pocket there. So I really don't know. I have no plan other than I thought even maybe at some point with gesso, but right now I have no plan. So we're going to start off by collaging, okay? And we're going to use this big giant book that is about Cher, Sonny and Cher, but mostly Cher and her health. It's a health book on, you know, how to be healthy, like she is, I guess. I mean, the woman does have a good body. She is older than dirt, but it happens to all of us. Okay, now, I'm older than dirt too, I feel like most days. So, I thought what we'd do is kind of do some white, kind of an off-white here and there. I think what we're going to do is just do a side at a time. Let's do the front first. Because, you know, why not? We can do our front side, and it will look better if we do it that way. And I am going to use my straight edge, which doesn't turn out straight, because it's easier on my wrist. I've had a couple weeks here where my wrist has been bothering me, so I just thought we'll just take care of it this way. Doesn't have to be all shaggy every time, right? And I will end up tearing once I get the edges off. Unless I need something specifically a certain way. But pretty much this is it. All right, I hope you guys are having a great day. It is Tuesday. And do I know the date? No. But I can tell you what the date is. It is Tuesday the 9th. Yes. Now, you all know that I'm going to be visiting my sister, and there may be some days I don't have a video between between Thursday and Sunday. So, I'm going to try my hardest to find time to, you know, do some kind of video. But all right, so let's get started. Now, you never know, you know, if you're going to have time to do. I did finish the sewing book. When I get back from my little trip to my sister's, I will get it put up on Etsy. I'll do a flip through first for those of you who haven't seen the whole thing. And then I'm going to put this kind of on in a different direction because I don't want everything matchy as far as this part goes. Now, I for sure don't want, you know, the background that we've got going there with Cher. I'm sure we don't want to read the health story about Cher. I know I don't. Okay, so there are different parts of this letter. It came from Gina. I will try to remember to get her linked below. My linking is, I'll tell you why my linking doesn't turn out like it needs to. It's because my husband loads my videos for me so I can be working on another video or a project. And I just am not fast enough to get it all done. So that's why it ends up, oops, that part didn't get the white taken off, so I'm going to push it up a little bit. Now, I am going to put music sheet on here also. I did not grab it, but I will. Let me get that off of there. It's going to mess up my cut if I don't. Okay. Now, my music sheet is not white. It really doesn't matter. I'm not expecting it to all be white, okay? It just so happens that I like these old vintage pages. So I have this Oh Better Homes and Garden. That's from 1945. And I'm just going to tear some stuff and put that in there. There is Christmas stuff in this book. Now, I don't know if I've torn it out or not, but regardless, I'm looking to see if I can find some stuff with actual Christmas on it. I know that there's some in here because I've seen it. I only tore out a couple pages that had Christmas for sure, but it's more color. This is for Xmas, give a gardener better gardening results. A Christmas. Okay, we don't want to read about a German camp at Christmas, do we? I don't think so. Yes, there is a Santa here. I may be saving him for something else. You never know. He's on the back burner for now. Because we're going to have another type of Santa on this particular. Okay. I could have swore I saw more Christmas stuff in this book. I'm just kind of flipping through it. When I see it, I'll pull it out. But I guess maybe I already did. That's all I can figure. Oh no, here's some tree decorations for personality. Okay, we'll take that and use it. And these are like, oh no, they're just advertisement. Look at those pots. Man, wouldn't you love to have to use those now? No, not me. Okay, so I do want to put a little bit of Christmas text on here also. And this is, some of this is instruction on how to make these little Christmas projects. I don't know where I lost my title at. Look at me. I just tore my title right off. So let's get it back. There we go. I just thought it'd be cute on here. Like, you know, across one section. Maybe we'll do it across this outside. We'll just do it out here and bring the tree all the way over. Yeah, let's do that for sure. Anyway, so I've been trying to get some tea staining done. I told you guys that, I think, yesterday. So that when I come back, there's several books I need to get made. And, or that I planned on doing this summer and haven't gotten done. That's what it's all about, actually. I'm thinking about doing The Secret Garden. I'm not sure yet. You guys let me know if you think that would be a fun book. Now, I'm telling you right now, I'm not, you know, I'm just saying that's a book I have that I'm thinking about doing. I don't know if it will end up looking like The Secret Garden. I'm thinking about, I guess what I'm really saying is I'm thinking about doing one of those Precious books where you can't get the whole thing on here, but that's all right. I think we could figure out that it says personality, right? I just want that on there. I just think it's a cool title. Okay, and I just want to stick with black and white with this particular background. And then we'll add some color. I'll let that dry a little bit. I'm thinking that maybe we can use some of this little background. It's origami, I think, is what it is, or something similar. I know I have other December books like this too. I think I do. I think I do. All right, so I'm going to do this one up here. Kind of spread it out a little bit. Again, this is from 1945. I don't think anything has the date on it that I'm working with, but take my word, it is 1945. But it's in good condition. You know, it's it looks really good. Okay, now let's do right here. We've got a few places left in here, and that's where we're going to put the music sheet. I'm going to pull out that this is not Christmas music that I'm using in this particular project. I think I still have all of that put away for now. But it doesn't matter because who's going to read it anyway, right? That's just what I'm saying. Who is going to read it? Now that you know it's not, it might be you. Okay, so I'm going to put this across the middle. I like it across the middle. Okay. We are going to have some Christmas colors here on the front in a minute. Now, this may take more than one video. I'm just letting you know that up front so nobody's disappointed or frustrated. There's a lot of little parts to this, and so naturally it may not make it that quickly. Now let's do some music right up here also. Okay, after this one, we can move on to our image. I'm thinking, I hope you guys have enjoyed doing Christmas in July. It just gives us a little break from the heat, doesn't it? At least that's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like, you know, we don't have to have the heat in our face. Okay, I'm going to flip this over and trim what we've got on here off. And then we can move on to the next part. Trying to decide if I want to do some gesso on here first, just on this portion right now, or wait and just do some in random places. We may not want it under everything. I don't know, I may not want it at all, but I brought it out just in case. And when I'm talking about doing the gesso, I'm talking like a dry brush, not anything that, you know, move some of these out of the way because they are in the way. Let me get this edge down right here. Now, I didn't have any rhyme or reason to this other than I wanted the music sheet in the middle. I am going to, where did my napkins go? I'm going to use napkins on some of the images here. There they are right in front of me. And I think the first one we're going to use is Santa. Now, where we're going to put Santa, I'm not sure yet. So I'm thinking, I kind of like that we have this up here and these ornaments at the bottom. That was not really planned. Really, I have no plan other than to use this booklet like Rachel did. I really thought it looked cute when she was all done. And you can use this little booklet for whoever. It is so cute doing it this way. And doing it this size, I wouldn't have thought of that. Okay, so I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to put him more to the center. And further up maybe. Yeah. So we're just going to put Santa on with, we're going to put him on with the glue stick. Now, normally when I do this sort of thing, I usually will do decoupage. But I've decided that we would do it with glue. A lot of people do. I just never have. But we're fixing to see if I like it, right? If it doesn't work for me, then I will go back to my old way. The only thing that I see it has benefits for is that you can continue your project. Okay? And that's what I want to be able to do. All right, let me get a drink. All right. So, I'm thinking instead of putting it on the Santa, I'm going to put it in the area of the Santa. If we have anything that is needed to tack it down, we can do that. I got this pack of Santa napkins at a vintage shop over the weekend, this last weekend. I told you I went to the place, everything was locked up. Well, these napkins were not locked up. So they're not considered valuable to anybody but me. And so yeah. So there's our Santa. He's sticking down everywhere. If we find any little loose areas, we'll just go back and glue those down. I'm sure there will be. And another thing, I don't see why there's any problem with putting some glue around the edges, because we're going to be doing a lot on here, so that'll help hold it down too. Okay, so this is our start. Now, I do want to see what else I want to put on here. There's no plan at this point, just so you know, no plan. So I'm thinking that maybe I could put some things kind of around Santa where he kind of blends into, you know, the sides. So I do want to add some colors to this Santa. So Christmas colors, preferably like reds and greens, is kind of what I'm thinking. Now, I just pulled out reds and greens that I have scraps for. I didn't bring out any brand new pages or anything like that. I like this up there, so it's going there. So I'm just going to randomly put in some color. I don't want to cover up this little title right here. I like the tree decorations with personality on here. So I've got no room as usual. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say that, don't you? I'm sure I'm not the only one that complains about not having space in their table to do anything. Listen, it irritates me so bad when I have to come up with a spot to work. And yeah, so I think that looks cute so far. So we definitely want to do reds and greens because I think it gives it a definite Christmas feel, you know. So I've got this one that has little angels. Surely we have a place to put the little angels. I don't want to overdo these, the paper necessarily. So I'm thinking, let's do, maybe I don't want to do down here because I don't want to cover that up. I got a little loose piece of napkin. Okay. So we can run the angels any direction. So let's run them to the side here. Oh, if I can get the sticky off my other paper that's just lying here. Well, maybe we'll use this. Doesn't have to be a perfect size, right? We'll just pull off what we don't want. I don't even know what angle this is at. But it had glue all over the back. It landed in some glue, I guess. Okay. I do kind of like it right here, too. Now, there may have been something behind this that I'm covering up, but I don't care. I'm just kind of layering. It could end up being a layer after this. I mean, you can just put as many layers on this sort of thing as you want. As a matter of fact, I'm going to save some of this that I'm cutting off and stick somewhere else and just see what it looks like. Probably this little long one here. How about up here? How about up here? Got a little bit of a section I didn't tear there. I really am more attracted to the red we just put on there than anything. So let's get some more of that. I like the way that red kind of goes with the Santa clothes. We'll see where this can end up. I don't always think about what the shape's going to be when I collage because, quite frankly, I'm not concerned with that. Let's do it like this, straight up and down. That's straight enough. That's straight enough. Okay, I thought the green was a little bit much to be up against Santa. I want it on there. I just don't want it like right on him. I think I want to put, I'm just kind of doing these two corners. I think I want to put a little bit of green and red combo on here. I found some plaid in this, but let me see what else I've got before I dig on to the plaid. I think the plaid's probably going to be the best. I'm looking. I'm sorry I can't have the paper on the table. There's not any room. No room for the paper. Okay. Let's tear that off. I'm not wanting to use a bunch, but I'm liking this, the corners being just kind of decorated. Let's do that right there. This is a heavier cardstock. This plaid is, I think it was, I can't remember what book it came out of. It might have come out of Tim Holtz. It's whatever book we were working with the other day is what it is. Is that too crooked? Yep, I don't like that. So we're going to take that off gently and add some more glue because I feel like it took the glue off also. I do want a plaid or a stripe or something like that to not look totally wonky. I just want it to kind of be straight. That's why you don't add it to your Sure Paula. Yeah, there we go. Now, let's add some right here down by his feet also. Maybe like that. I don't like when I get this white, when I tear the wrong direction, because I don't think it looks as good when you collage them next to each other. It really doesn't matter. It's to each their own as far as, you know, what you like. Okay, I'll put this on there and then we'll cease to adding the, adding the colored paper. Now, we're covering up his little foot, but that, well, big foot, it's probably not little, huh? Okay, let me trim what's left here. Now, I kind of have plans for different things in different areas. I tried to find my, I had a Christmas dolly. I haven't been able to find it. Yeah. Whoops, it's at the bottom. I'm really thirsty this morning. I feel like when I do videos, I'm more thirsty than I am any other time. So, what do we need on here? Let me look at the different doilies I drug out. Now, I just drug out a bunch of, like this one has red and taupe on it. Let me bring it out and show you. And because I couldn't find my red. I like this because it just makes me think of snow. But also, I think this is Gail's. But it could be Rachel's. Because I kind of have them together. Also, I think that this is either Gail's or... I like this. I think I'm going to go with some of this, maybe. But where is the question? I like this portion here. So, I'm going to tear it first, and it is on cardstock. I guess I copied it on cardstock the first time. But I'm thinking it would look cute. I know it's really white. But, I mean, I'm gonna cut this out real quickly, but it doesn't mean I will end up using it. But you have to be able to see what it's gonna look like. And it's kind of hard whenever you're, and listen, I'm not doing perfect. I'm not trying to have points or not have points. I'm just cutting and not thinking. Do you guys ever do that? that's kind of how I feel about collage. You know, you can't really, now it kind of looks weird, doesn't it? We'll just see what it looks like. Boy, it is white. I would have to definitely calm it down. Maybe if I tear and use this other side, we'll like it better. And let the points hang off the page. You know, maybe give it a little bit of a snowy look by doing that. Or, let me tear some more. Now, again, I will ink on some of this at some point. I don't always ink around every portion, but I do. I'm just thinking that maybe we can put a strip right here. Let me look at it a little bit. I might have to do that and then add something else. I'm thinking, let me get my, I have some red trim on one of my trims page. If I put it in here, I think I did. I thought I did. That makes me think of Dr. Seuss. I think I did. I thought I did. If I did, I don't remember. I'll put it that way. Okay, so, oh man, I should have used some of my quilt on there. A lot of these things you see me using today, if they're not Gail's or Rachel's or Gina's, they're mine. Okay, and they just haven't been released yet. I have a stack of kind of rejects. Do you know what I mean? You know how you copy something and you reject it because you don't really like the way it looks? So, instead of, I just have this piece of red here. Instead of cutting this, I'm going to tear it so we don't get a straight line. And we will probably get some of the red. There's not really much on this particular one that can be used for Christmas except this one. So that's all right. It has to be torn eventually, right? Ooh, that stayed straight for a long time. It's not going to have the little ruffly part on it, and I'm not concerned about that. I'm just trying to think of a way to use this little white trim with my Santa and it not look like he's floating up in the air. And see, I tore this in the direction I don't like, so I'm going to tear some of that off. Okay. Okay. I just want it to be kind of, just kind of coming down with different colors. Let's put a little bit of green on here. I know I have some small green. I also have some yellow. Let's try some of that yellow. Why not? What do we have to lose? Now, again, I'm just trying to kind of tear around these little balls. What this is it's very, very old, okay? It came out of a estate sale, and I guess one of the people working there was a family member, but, you know, we have the little flower appliques or you know, that you can buy like at Joann's or whatever that are little flowers. That was a big thing when I was a little girl. These were what the originals look like. And to me, these look more like stars than they do flowers. Now, that is not the most beautiful tear job, but I kind of wanted it to have a wonky look to it. And it does. Look at this one. It was way off. I don't like that. I don't think. Maybe I just don't like this wonkiness. Let's take it off. You never know about me. You never know. Let's put the yellow on first. And then we can go back and see what it looks like with the red. Tear that part off on the end. Don't want to mess up our little, excuse me. I don't know about you guys, but man, the allergies have been rough. Have you guys noticed that? Man, I did great through spring when all the stuff was blooming. But now it's like I start coughing and I can't stop. You know, it's like, oh, seriously. Okay, so here we go. I have a feeling we're just going to have to put it down and take a chance because none of them want to sit still. I just want a little bit of something down there, and I don't think I like that. I just feel like he's floating in the air. Maybe we'll just tear, maybe we can just use some of this white. Like it's a piece of addition to this. And then I'll put some up there too. How about that? I think it'll look better than just doing it straight across. It looks like it's on purpose. And to me, that's really not how I like to collage. I like it to just do sections. And now this is going to, I'm just going to put it like this. Now see, I just think that looks better. That's just me talking. And then I'll add some red. And because we're mixing it in with this collage over here, it doesn't look like it's straight across the book, even though we know it's straight across the book, right? And I'm not really, oh, I didn't mean to line those up. Want one a little longer than the other. And then let's do some at the top somewhere. Maybe we'll just do it like this. There's so much on my desk, I can't even set my glue down. Although this glue falls over all the time. I've got to come up with a cup that I think will not drive me crazy. That white does stand out pretty bright. So I'm going to kind of ink over it to calm it down to kind of get an idea. That's a little better. Okay, and then I'm going to put this other. I'm kind of putting some of each color in each section. And not really on purpose, but it still kind of looks like it's just on there, doesn't it? Let me see what else I got. I didn't plan on this taking that long. Sorry, guys. But, you know, sometimes the things you don't expect become the problem. I have some little Christmas trees. Let's see what they look like. Maybe we'll just tear a little section off these little Christmas trees. And I do like that better. And it kind of just blends it all in. I'll have to ink it also, but this is just polka dots with Christmas trees. It was an Illustrated Faith paper, which I just adored. It was a really pretty paper if you ever get your hands on it. It was cute. Okay. And they also had a kit, you know, with all the decals and stuff like that, which really was cute. Okay. Now, let's see. Do we want to put some at the top? Do have a spot right here. I don't want my angel to disappear right there. So we'll do it like that. And I think that's going to be the end of the collaging on the front for now. I mean, I think, you know, we'll come back to each area at some point. Let's trim that off. Just think, last Christmas, we weren't doing anything really major with collage like we are now. It's crazy how things change in a year. Of course, it hadn't been a year yet, but it will be when we're still collaging in December, right? And I'm sure we will be. I can't imagine ever stopping. I really love it. Okay. There he is. Now, I will tell you, there's a good chance I will end up going over this front with a decoupage at some point, maybe at the end, but I'm not going to worry with that at this point because I want to be able to work on everything and make it look. I think it needs a little bit of shine, I guess is what I'm saying. And we'll see how it turns out at that point, right? So let's see how much time we have and see if we can move on to working on some of the pockets on the inside, at least getting the, you know, as much done on them as we can. Let me see. 42 minutes. We probably can do a little bit of that. Now, we're not going to attach the pockets until I can stitch around them. But I'm thinking maybe I'll put green or red thread in my machine just for this project. And then I'll probably zigzag around this before we collage this. Okay. So I think I'm pleased with how this turned out. You guys tell me what you think. Do you think it was too much? Not enough? Or what? What do you think? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. No yellow's what I'm thinking. So there is our little Santa. Now, at some point, we may throw some packages on here. But at this point, I don't see any of that happening. So just kind of FYI. Now, let's see. Okay, I'm thinking. Let me think out loud for a minute. I am going to go ahead and ink this so that I can stitch around it this afternoon and have it ready for our next time. We'll do that first, and then we'll move on to the inside. Now, on the inside, I know we can... I do have more napkins. I'm going to say it. Let me just say it. I'm going to use a decoupage type napkin on each section. Right now, I just have 2 more out of my collection. But I think in the back, I'm going to make it like outdoors. So, inside each collage portion, I am going to decoupage. Now, I have this Christmas tree. I think it's too big for this section. So I did a smaller Christmas tree. Now, probably it will be off to the side. We can use this for something else. And then I have this wreath. Now, we're going to decoupage behind it. And we'll do it however we feel at the moment, okay? But that's what's going to be on the top portion. Or where's my pockets? I lay things to the side and then you don't know where they go. Do you guys ever do that? Good grief, what did I do with them? There they are. So, in other words, I may not put that long pocket on the back. We'll have to see, okay? Just because I worry that putting a pocket on the very back, keeping stuff in it, you know? So, we'll just decide. We'll get to that point. We'll decide. Now, in here, we're going to have these pockets, just to recap here. We're going to have these pockets. We may decide, instead of putting the decoupage up here, this tree's too big for down here too. What did I do with my other ones? There they are. Good grief, Paula. We could put them like this. It'd be really cute with a reef on each side, wouldn't it? But we don't want it to be matchy-matchy. So we're going to put the tree on this side off to the side, maybe. You guys tell me what you think. I think we'll decorate this top part with just our base and go down to this point. You guys let me know. Do you think it'd look better with a reef on both sides? You know? And then maybe put this little tree on the outside. You know how sometimes people have trees that light up, and we can do it in the back. And I think I have a snowman. So let me know what you think. And the journaling places will come in place when it is time to, the only thing about putting these reefs at the bottom, I just remembered. We do have this pocket on this side for sure. Let me see. I thought I had a fold on these, but maybe not. So, I do have this pocket for the right side for sure. And I think, never mind, I think we should do the little tree on top of this pocket. So, erase that question. I don't need an answer to that question. So we'll do like this, and so we're going to decoupage these two parts now, or we'll do those two parts now. Or we could go ahead and put these on, and then add some, let me see if it would have looked better. See, I put the decoupage on first here, so we could kind of layer over it some. And I think that's what we need to do on the other side too. So let's just, no, we did our base first. We did do our base first. So let's just do all the base on this side and go from there. Does that sound good? All right, so we have, I still want to use this same kind of background and go from there. I'm not really cutting it. I don't need the pieces to be super small, because really your collaging looks better when you do big pieces. You know, I'm not saying do it all in one piece necessarily, but you can. I'm just going to put that right there, kind of at an angle. I love this freebie that she put out there. You have to go to her website to find out where it's at. I do not know, guys. I would help you, but I do not know. So, I am going to use this white lace right here. If I can get it to tear like I want. I know what I'm putting on the back of this portion. Let's do like this. Of course, it's not the right way to tear. Miss Tear Backwards. That's what I call myself. Miss Tear Backwards. I don't like, I try to remember to go back instead of forward, but it feels more natural to pull the paper towards you. Or at least it does for me. Now this is either Roxy Creations or Gail. I kind of like that right there. Now, and then we can put the other portion on this little side pocket. Let's do that real quick. Let's just do it. Let's just put it on there and be happy with it, right? I do want to put, I think I want to put some more of the text underneath, though. Let me grab it. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Of course I can't. It's all mixed in everywhere. Here's some. I got all my little things all buried under paper. What else is new? Okay, so I'm going to do it like this. Here, I'll have to put some more. I might even put it up more toward the middle. Let's kind of see where it's going to end up. Let's see where this will end up, because I want it. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. Let me add a little extra glue to this one, since I made it set and wait forever. Okay. Okay. Now, I didn't end up with a lot of text under there, but I think it looks good. And you know, it doesn't have to be overkill. You don't have to do solid text when you do something like this. You can leave bare spots from your book. Of course, the bare spots that I left were mostly white, but that's okay. And then on this one, let's go ahead and put our little tree on there. We'll put the little tree like this. I want it to have, let me pull it over here. I want it to have a little bit of the letters or the text off this letter showing. We can always trim off what we don't want. I think the thing I don't like, and I don't like to do this, I like to tear instead of cut, but I don't like the yellow in this background. So, I think the best way to get rid of it is just to cut it like a tree. Now, I wouldn't recommend that normally. I just don't like the way it looks. And I know if I wet it and, you know, wait on that, it's not going to look as good, because it will just tear parts of the tree off. Now, I'm just kind of trimming this one little part at the bottom. I'm not doing it all the way up, because I don't know. It doesn't, well, maybe I will. Ha ha. You guys are going, Polly, you're crazy. I am. I realize it. It just, I think we've got this pretty white, snowy looking background. I know we're not going for snow, but it's just so crisp that I just don't think it would look good with the yellow on the background. Depends on what you're doing on whether or not it would look good, right? Okay, so we already did put the glue down, but I think we'll put a little bit more. Let's see what happens. I'm going to let it kind of hang off a little bit. Give it a little bit of a look of like, you know, it's not perfect. Now, do you guys agree it looks better without that yellow in the background? Let me know what you think. I love to get feedback from you. Even if you think it's negative, it won't hurt my feelings. If you did it all the time, maybe, but So there we go. I think that looks better than it would have if we had stuck everything. I'm trying to think, okay, now do we need something else on here? Right now, I'm going to say no. Okay, so let's look at our pocket. If I can find it in this big old mess. I think I'm going to do the next video is going to be part 2 to this because I have everything out. And I now am curious to see. Let me get this black off of there. Came off the book page. I don't know if I can or not. Nope, it doesn't want to come off. Oh, it's all right. So here's our book page with this. And part of that up there. So we're not finished with that part yet, but we'll get there. All right, so we'll set this aside for now. We may decide we want to do more with it. Okay, now we're going to finish up here. Let's see what we got. Maybe we should put some music sheet on this as well. So we have some matchy-matchy, huh? No, I don't want it to be pure white, I guess, is what I'm saying. I want it to have Christmas colors. And I think it should have some of the same colors we have on the outside. No biggie. It does not hurt to do that. And I'm just going to stick this maybe in here. There we go. I didn't want to throw that little section away. Okay, now let's see what we've got. Got to start thinking all over again. I like this. This is an oak quilt square. I have a book made up, a quilted type book that I'm going to use for another sewing book later on. It's done in blues. But I think I'm going to use the greens on this. And I think, don't fall over, I'm going to tear some of these kind of like a hexagon. Now, you don't have to do that, but it is so natural for me to do that. It's something I would do, okay, is try to make it look different. Now, I'm thinking over here would be a good place to do that. If you have any, the white ones can actually go on in a background if you wanted them to. But we do have to put a background on before we put these down anywhere. I was looking to see. I like these. So I think I'm going to put them right there, but I want to get the rest of this down a little bit. And let's use some of this on the other side. It doesn't have to be shaped the same way. We're just going to tear it straight down. This way it takes the stark white out of the picture, except when I tear backwards. Okay. See, I have all these little white edges that I don't like. So let's see what we can get it to do. That's a little better, huh? Let's get that little bit of green off of there. All right, let's just do it. Let's slap it on there. See what we get. And then we're going to have to change out our paper because it's starting to transfer onto our pieces. That's why I got it on that other one, because it's pretty nasty. Come off of there. Okay, let's add some of that there. Let's fold this over. It is covered with glue. You wouldn't believe how much. A lot. This is a fun project, I'll tell you right now. Rachel kept saying when she was doing it, I remember she was saying this is so much fun. It really is, because you're getting to use up your book pages and your scraps, and you don't have to, you know, be concerned with wasting anything while you're tearing. So I'm thinking over here, we'll get some different colors. Let's go with this red. I really love this red. Let me see how much. I like the red. Maybe we'll put it, that's totally covering up my other little thing. I don't want to do that. That would be such a waste. So let's do like this. And put this one on that side. Come on, come on. When we finish this section, we're working on, I'm going to stop this video, and we're going to go into part 2, which you'll have to see. This is part 1, and it will be aired tomorrow on Wednesday. And then I'll do part 2, which will air on Thursday. Okay? I don't know about part 3. Haven't got there yet. Got a ways to go yet. Okay, so now I'm thinking a little bit of green would be nice in here. Maybe more like a Christmas, you know, a paler green, I think, this time. I like that. Let's do that. I tore that out, but I didn't necessarily want it to look like it was, you know, done on purpose. Okay. So we need a little piece of something right here. I'm thinking, I like the plaid and I liked the angels. Let's see what else we've got. We might not want to go with either one of those for the inside. I'm looking. Here's some more little Christmas trees. Only it looks like they go with that angel paper. So let's just tear the top of this little section of trees. And let's tear another little section of trees while we're at it. This would be a good thing to tuck under the pocket. Do you see what I'm saying? So we could do like that. Where's my pocket? Where's my pocket? Now, see, I'm going to have to move it up. Let's just see how high that pocket's going to go. I like that. What do you guys think? Too late. I like it. I'm going to stick it on there. And you can tell me if it was a mistake later. Okay. So, let me go under here. Go straight over here. It almost looks like a red heel. That's not what I was going for necessarily, but I think it has a good look. So that's how this will look. I'm wondering if I shouldn't put a little something with color over there. Just maybe a little bit. You know, let me see if I have, get my finger on it. I'm just thinking. I just feel like it needs something up in that corner, but maybe not necessarily. Okay. I was thinking I'd put this angel down here. I like having the angel on here, but I'm thinking up here would be better. All right. Looks like, where's my pocket? Where's my little pocket? Good night. Looking for the little pocket that we did like snow. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one that does this. You know, can't find what I'm looking for kind of thing. Okay, so we'll work on that other side. I do have to stitch around. We do need to finish this. But we're going to have to wait. And I'll load my bobbin with some green or red. And then I'll come back for part 2. If you guys enjoyed part 1, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it. Thank you guys.